And welcome back to my Sonic the Hedgehog 1 solo Let's Play. Now we're in Spring Yard Zone. Continuing on this, there was a funny idea that actually occurred to me because my sister Minna got me. My sister Minna has really been good at getting me some really awesome classic video games as Christmas presents most years recently, and one that I talked about like that I've talked to her about a few times, and I was really happy when she got it for me. She got me Star Fox Adventures for the GameCube, and god damn it, that's another game that I think that's another really misjudged game that I love. Yeah, it's one of those games that really like divides opinions. Like, I think it's fair to say that like the game has like a cult following, but it's also the game that a lot of Star Fox fans tend to dump on. Oh crap, I actually made it up there for once. I usually don't, and then I immediately fucked it up. Okay, but I love that game, and I was so impressed with the graphics once I like put it back on. Like, that game is still fucking beautiful. Man, I just miss Rareware. I have the Rare replay collection on the on my Xbox 360. Yeah. So anyway, so this idea that I'm not sure if I'm ever gonna do anything with this, but the idea immediately occurred to me to do maybe I should do like the Furry Let's Play series where I just play furry games all the time. Because me and Rare Kaiser, we have that Sonic thing covered, but I think we could do like, oh god, yeah, that would be fun to do that with somebody. The entire Capcom Disney line of games would be also appropriate for that. And I mean, also actually got me the Goof Troop game for Super Nintendo, which is hilarious. Although that one, well, not to say that this is a prerequisite, but of course, one of the reasons Goof Troop, one of my favorite things about Goof Troop, admittedly, are Peg and Roxanne, and that game sadly has neither. Although I think that's just because I don't think a Goofy movie had actually come out when that game came out, because it was, I want to say it's the last like licensed Disney Capcom game. I might be wrong about that though, because she also got me this weird Mickey Mouse game that I think was also by Capcom, but it's not one of the big ones. It's like a German game, and it's only so all the dialogue and text in it is in German. And I have no idea what that game is. It's not like just a pressing of like one of the bigger Mickey titles, because there were a lot of Mickey Mouse games on the 16-bit consoles. Which brings me to another Let's Play that I would really love to do. And I could do it emulated, but it would be even better if I could do it with an actual console, is The Enchanted Castle with Mickey Mouse, of which I have also the remake for the Xbox 360, but yeah. The classic, the original, the Mega Drive one, that is honestly one of my favorite games for the Mega Drive. I'm not even joking about that. That game is so good. You wouldn't think it's such a because it's literally just a Mickey Mouse game, but it is. It's a fantastic platformer. That too is in one of my all-time favorites. Oh Jesus. Yeah, but I'm also thinking like me and Villa need to get back on the Let's Play train one of these days, and I think we need to go back to doing Star Wars again, because I've actually been looking back on our Jedi Outcast Let's Play, and man, that was a good Let's Play, actually. Jedi Academy is probably the natural follow-up to that. Okay, so we got our third Emerald. I don't think, wait, is it Zone 2 or 3? Well, the one good thing is doing the bonus levels is that I'm getting all these continues, of course. Ooh, I almost hit start. I forget that you can actually pause that stat menu, that stat screen. Oh god. Oh shit. Oh boy. Yeah. Also, I don't know when this is gonna come out in relation to the other thing, but me and Retro Kaiser, of course, we finally brought back Sonic Adventure 2, our Sonic Adventure 2 Let's Play. Well, I hope it's gonna come out. Like, I don't know if there was a problem with the recording. I really hope there wasn't, but yeah. we took a really unreasonably long hiatus from that Let's Play series, and we brought it back, and yeah. That's also a feel-good game of mine. Sonic Adventure 2 is that's just a solid game. I love it. Yeah. That's in my like top 5 as well. Like my all-time favorite is Sonic Adventure 2. Sorry, not Sonic Adventure 2. I mean Sonic the Hedgehog 2. But Sonic Adventure 2 is like a close second place. Like I will admit, like yeah, this game is just fun. Because this is just good, solid fun. Like, this game is so simple, there's no bullshit. It's very much like the first Super Mario Brothers in many, many ways. It just shows that you could make what you can do. You can do so much with so little. Because, you know, there's no other characters yet, and there's no... the lore is still like... There's practically no lore, it's just you and Robotnik at this point. But then, like, yeah, when a second game you have Tails running around with you, like, yeah, that's an instantly, like, that alone already makes it better. And never mind, like, the little, like, gameplay updates and things, whatnot. Also, like, improve on that so much. Yeah. And that's the thing, like, that's the reason why I don't really like Sonic 3 that much. It doesn't really add anything. I mean, you have the different power-ups, and that's kind of like, yeah, but that's kind of whatever. Like, Mario was, you know, Sonic was never really about power-ups, in my opinion. That was more like Mario's thing. Sonic was just solid gameplay, in my view. And, oh, challenging levels, of course. Oh, Jesus, okay, I think that might be the last time we'll get into any of the... Okay, so 3 emeralds. That's better than nothing, I guess. But I think that will be the last time we'll see the bonus levels. I doubt I'll be able to get through Labyrinth Zone with enough. Yeah, and that's the other thing. Labyrinth Zone, goddammit. Like, I hate the Metropolis Zone in Sonic 2 as well. But I still, relatively, I think Metropolis Zone is at least... I can kind of wrap my head around it. It makes sense to me. Labyrinth Zone, god damn it, I hate Labyrinth Zone. It's bad enough that it's underwater part of the way, but then true to its name, you also have to kind of navigate your way. And it's also the first really tricky level, and I never ever liked it. Yeah, so my cousins were the ones who had the Mega Drive, and we played Sonic 1 and 2 on that as well. I did, and I have played Sonic 3 on an actual Mega Drive, but that was at one of my sister's friend's house, separately, and they actually had a Mega Drive 2. My cousins had a Mega Drive 1, which is also what I'm playing this on. And I gotta be honest, if you're planning on getting an actual Mega Drive, get the Model 2. Absolutely, get the Model 2, because this one had the, yeah. And I've complained about this on the Chalk Rock Let's Play, I'm pretty sure as well. Yeah, I did. The second episode was called Din Trouble. And you can see that, why you should not get the Model 1 Mega Drive. You should absolutely... I'm gonna be honest, I prefer the look of the Model 1, but from a technology point of view, the Model 2 is probably it's just way better. And we played a bunch of games on our cousin's Mega Drive. I remember us playing Alex Kidd on that. I remember us playing Gunstar Heroes on that. I remember us playing Devil Crush, or some version of Devil Crush. It might have not actually been called Devil Crush because, you know, when I did that video on my main channel about about the weird and surreal box art, I mentioned Devil Crush. Devil's Crush, because I'm sure that I had played it, because I have Devil's Crush on the Wii, but it's the TurboGrafx version. And then I come to find out that it was actually called something else. It's called like the Dragon's Revenge or something or other. It just has some weird title, but I do remember the lady on the box. and she has this kind of a derpy face. Actually, she looks like she's not cross-eyed. Her eyes are kind of looking away from each other, kind of like a fish. So she has fish eyes. Okay, it's time for the lamest boss fight in the second lamest boss fight in the game, which is Robotnik and the Spike. Because the Labyrinth Zone boss fight, I mean, that barely counts, but he's just running away in that. Oh yeah, and speaking of that, like, that furry Let's Play idea, I'm gonna have joking about that. It would be fun to get, but I'm not sure there are really that many, like, games that have, like, any kind of sex appeal. Furry games with sex appeal. Well, maybe there are now, like, you know, I haven't checked the indie scene. One other one that comes to mind would be Conker's Bad Fur Day, actually. Which is another Rareware game, actually. Funnily enough. Yeah. So I talked about, like, the Sega Mega Drive collection, and actually, my littlest brother, actually, you know, both of my little brothers are very much on the vein of the current gaming scene, so they play, like, all the new shit. I really don't. I just play certain games that I like these days. I've become very much a retro gamer these days. I honestly get more excited for re-releases of older games than I do for releases of new games. I'm excited for Dead or Alive 6, but that is it. Like, there's really nothing huge on the Nintendo front that I'm really excited for either. But I'm proud of myself for having taught my little brothers the value of and the awesomeness of local co-op multiplayer, because I have Turtles in Time for the Super Nintendo, and we played that. My kid and my little brothers love that game. And the littlest of my little brothers seems to have found the value in, like, good old-fashioned beat 'em ups. Because, you know, those games are usually best played as co-ops anyway. So, by the way, we're now in my least favorite levels, the Labyrinth Zone. So, of course, because I got him this Sega Mega Drive collection, the game that we played the most, of course, was Golden Axe. And of course, his favorite character is now the dwarf. Which is appropriate, and of course I play as the girl, because of course I do. But yeah, I love that. I love that my little brother actually genuinely loves Golden Axe. Because I'm gonna be honest, like, I'm not a big fan of Golden Axe myself, but yeah, it's a fun game to play. Definitely if you get somebody to play it with you, like, it instantly, like, enhances that game. And also because it's it's hard as shit. Like, that's the thing that we both found out, that yeah, it's not only hard, but then you have to actually beat it on, like, the it's one of those games that you can't cheese by playing it on an easier difficulty. Because Turtles in Time, well, you sorta can. You do have to have the hardest difficulty if you want the true ending. But then you can select the number of lives you get, so, you know, it's not really that difficult. Ooh, there's Grounder. Yeah. There's a top 10 that I'm currently considering doing at some point, which is my least favorite cartoons. Well, people probably will guess that a certain Sonic cartoon is probably going to be on there. But I might have to wait. I might actually wait until summertime, so I'll make it into another shitty couch vlog, because, yeah, because getting, like, cartoon footage of a bunch of cartoons, like, that's a content ID hell that I really don't want to have to deal with. So that's a video that I might do, but I'm still thinking about, like, the ways to do it, because I'm actually like, you know, one thing that actually came out just recently. I brought back the Dink cartoon series with Dink 3, The Dinkening, and that was kind of a special thing for me. Okay, I managed to get the bonus level. I was surprised. I noticed that I was had a surprisingly high amount of rings. So I didn't say anything, but then I thought like, okay, we might have a chance. Oh, this is easy. This is luckily one of these big rooms. Yeah, the rooms that you have to, the kind of hallway type stages are really the hard ones. But yeah, like I was about to say. Oh God, come on, Sonic. There we go. That was surprisingly an easy emerald, but I still have those 2 tunnel ones that I have to. Oh, did I fuck up one of the big room ones actually? One of the tunnel ones I fucked up, but there was another one. And there's only 6 emeralds in this, by the way, in case you have never played Sonic 1, which I find very hard to believe. Ooh. God, yeah, I've never liked these either. Oh, except this is not the part where you... Oh boy, this invincibility power-up is completely pointless here because... Yeah, I can get pretty far with it, but... What I really need is air. Okay, good, thank goodness. Okay. So I completely lost my track of thought here, so give me a few seconds to get it back. You know what, there was a fighting game, but I think it was like a shareware title or something, like it was called Paws of Fury. It was like a furry fighting game, actually, and that's another game, that's another potential game for, that would be fun to do for, like, you know, the furry Let's Plays. I'm honestly like now thinking about like, okay, what games would be good for that? Oh God, okay. I did not actually plan to do that, but whatever. Yeah, this is the one where I have to find a Switch. Not the Nintendo Switch. It was still back when Sega and Nintendo were the worst of enemies. Okay, that opened the door. I think it's up here. Oh God. Oh. It's funny, I'm trying to duck. It's totally not necessary. Jesus Christ, well there goes my chances of getting to the bonus level in this level. This act. That's a funny thing. I don't think we actually ever stopped to comment on that, but it's so funny to me that this was still in like the era where game companies were still trying to find like their own ways of branding, like just basic game terminology, like, you know, because Mario was the one that had worlds. Mario was the first game that had like worlds that were called actually worlds. You know, we of course did call them levels when I was a kid. We called them levels, but we also did use that term world. But we called the worlds we called the worlds, yeah, you know, each world had 4 levels. That's how that worked. Ooh. Okay, I screwed that up royally. Okay, but now that guy's out of balls, so I can just go and kill him. You're out of balls, man. Oh yeah, and so that was so funny also when we were fighting. Hey, actually Golden X3 has furry characters in it. I could maybe use that. Yeah, but yeah, Golden X3 was the one that disappointed us. We played mostly Golden X1 and 2 because 3 doesn't have the dwarf, and that dwarf was like my brother's like favorite character, so that was disappointing for us. That I was disappointed that the dwarf wasn't in that because he's like injured or something in that game, so he's out of commission. All right, but it's the end of another episode, so see you next time. Bye bye.